Carl here, sitting in Glendale, California. Not my first choice where I would have planned to be, because I was really planning on living in Altadena the rest of my life, and that got changed with a massive fire burning 9,000 homes, including mine. But the story I'm talking today about legacy and what I want to leave, and to the kids and everybody else, for that matter, what we're doing. And a lot of it changed with that fire, because all the things you thought were important to leave, and they're gone. They decided they weren't going to be there for the kids. So all you can really leave is who you are, and the things that you build that are outside of those possessions you keep. And because the possessions you keep, they're very important to you, and they might be important to the kids, because I had possessions of my grandparents and stuff that were important to me. So they could be important to the kids, or they could not be important to the kids. They could be a burden to the kids. But whatever they are, they're gone. So what are the kids going to think about me? Well, it's how you live your life, and what you do, what you say, and where you've been, and what you do from here when you've lost everything. I think the most important thing that you leave with them is to show them that you keep going, and you keep doing that stuff, and you're not a victim, even if life kicks you really, really hard. You keep going. You're not a victim. You don't play the victim card. And when I think back on it, that's kind of what my dad taught me. Although we didn't talk about victims then like we do now and all those things. But if I ever played the victim card, my dad was still around, he'd kick my ass over it, because that's not what you do. You get up and you go. And the last, it's not about getting knocked down. It's not about getting punched and even getting knocked out. It's about getting up afterwards. And that's what I would like to leave for my kids, is the idea that you get up after you've been hit. And if you keep doing that, well, you're not going to lose. You don't always win, but you're not going to lose. It's that's what determines a fight. You might kill me, but you can't beat me. And that's that hopefully is part of the legacy I leave to my kids and to anybody else who wants to listen to me. Now this sounds all important and holy and so forth, but it's also the fact the other things you leave. Live now. Do as much as you can always now. Don't put it off. That's another lesson I learned from the fire, for example, is I had a great wine cellar with a lot of great wines in them. I really wished I would have drank them instead. So, live the now. And there's some things you want to save, but a lot of stuff you want to take advantage of while you can. So you should always be doing that. And, if you feel like talking to a friend, talk to that friend, because you might not get the chance again. So try to live in the now and keep getting up. Another thing that I hope that people realize about me as far as my legacy to them is loyalty. Loyalty is a very important thing, because in the end, that's how you measure your friends. That's how you measure your family. And, we live in a world where you're not supposed to measure things, but that's what you do. You do measure things. I've got an old dog here. He's wandering around here somewhere. He's almost 15. He was never a fighter. He was always a lover. Friends of everybody. had a few friend enemies dogs they always liked to bark at, but he was really all show and no real fight. But where I used to live, we had bears. We had bears a lot. And I mean, they knew when the trash was going out to be picked up, because that's when they would come. But every time I was out and there was a bear and that dog was around, that dog got between me and that bear. And he may not have been able to stop the bear if the bear was coming after me, but he was gonna be in the way, and it was gonna be him first. And as far as I'm concerned, that's pretty goddamn loyal, and that's a pretty good, goddamn good dog. So that's I think I've been that way for a lot of people. I hope I have. I hope I've earned it as much as that dog. So anyway, those are some of the things I hope to leave as part of my legacy. I've built a company and sold a company, and I've ran a bunch of other companies that got bought and did well. And I've made a lot of people a lot of money. But I think those other things are just as important, if not more important. I mean, I've built food plants all over the world, and you know, that's great. People have jobs, and that's an important thing for it. But it's been good products and all that sort of stuff. But those other things are really what I hope my legacy is about. So that's what I'm leaving.